Aspirants complain that they have completed the syllabus, but their marks are not increasing in the mock test. How they can resolve this issue?
A mentor's role in that sense can be very, very helpful. A mentor can help you evaluate yourself better. The mentor can give you that direction which you need. Different strategy sessions, because you need to know those strategies. You need to have, quick revision systems which you can incorporate in your already basic foundation of the preparation, which Sandan can give you questions topic wise according to the relevance of the UPSC exam. It's not just questions, they're not just random questions that, okay, biotechnology questions that it'll give you. It'll give you questions based on the aspects which UPSC is likely to ask. Stakes are so high because this exam is so prestigious, and probably everybody you know knows that you're sitting for the exam, and that builds a lot of external pressure.
Hello everyone. You might have read budget, you might have read economic survey. Both the document talk about stress management and anxiety in the student. In the last phase of your preparation, you must have read all the things, but the stress management and timing is an issue. To solve all this doubt, we have our faculty, Dr. Jasmine Ma'am, and she will be solving all your doubt. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, how do you see this time, especially from February to the prelims examination, where there is less time and there is a lot of syllabus which has to be covered by the student?
Yes, you're very right. This is very critical, and I think that aspirants are not able to really put that much value to this time period because they become so overwhelmed. Anybody who has been preparing for the exam at least has been studying for 1 year, so that means all the subjects he would have gone through in some capacity, so he would have a lot of content. And after February, right, like the forms are already out, they've filled in the forms. So at this stage, they're going to be putting in a lot of effort. So I guess in terms of your hard work or the time the aspirants put, that they are able to manage. But what to do and how to do it, and which areas need more attention, which area needs less attention, and how to actually capitalize that in terms of marks on the day of the exam, that is one thing which they really struggle with. And this is like a full-on confusion period for them.
Yes, ma'am. But most of these aspirants complain that they have completed the syllabus, but their marks are not increasing in the mock test. How they can resolve this issue?
I think there are aspirants which are probably not able to see the picture holistically, because sometimes you're too close to the issue. Because of that, they're giving the test, maybe they're not analyzing it properly, and that's why their marks are not increasing. Or maybe they don't know which subjects they need to work on to increase those marks. Like very normally when we talk to aspirants, we find that they are continuously reading the subjects which they're already very comfortable with or doing it well, and ignoring the weak areas because they're not able to understand that how holistically everything will fit into this picture. So I think there will be a need here to probably get a third opinion, a second opinion, somebody who can look at their preparation more objectively and kind of help them and push them in the right direction at this stage.
So do you think, ma'am, there come the picture of role of mentors, how mentors can resolve these issues?
Definitely, I think that's the most key idea which can help. Somebody who has experience, somebody who's been in the process, somebody who has been interacting with aspirants and has seen a wide range of these problems. Coming again and again with every prelims. So a mentor's role in that sense can be very, very helpful. A mentor can help you evaluate yourself better. The mentor can give you that direction which you need, that okay, this is what you need. And a lot of times the biggest issue is you don't know how to plan, you don't know how to divide your time, because you have to do everything. You have GS, so many subjects under that, you have CSAT. So how do you plan about that? So a mentor can really be very instrumental in organizing the whole thing, and this is the stage to do that, because like you said, they've completed the syllabus. Now is the thing to organize it in the best possible manner.
Yes, ma'am. So how Lakshya Mentoring Program will help the student to better prepared and excel in the prelims examination?
So yes, the Lakshya Mentoring Program which is there, so the role of the mentor, as we've just spoken about, that is key here. Along with that, this is going to be like the final days before the exam, the final few months. So they'll be given a plan. The aspirants who will join this program, they'll be given a plan that, okay, this is how you will prepare. Okay, now you do polity, now you do geography, now you do economics. So smaller sections will be divided in those topics, all the topics which are important or significant from the point of view of the prelims exam. Then they are going to be regularly tested on that. Okay, in each of those topics you get a test. Then you get different strategy sessions, because you need to know those strategies. You need to have, quick revision systems which you can incorporate in your already basic foundation of the preparation, which has been there. And to take you through all of this, you have that mentor who will check, who will analyze, and who will be helping you wherever you're getting stuck.
Yes, ma'am. So in the last stage, one of the most important doubt for the student is how they can balance the static topic with the current affairs, because economic survey has came out, budget has came out, even monthly current affairs is coming. So how they can balance both static as well as the current affairs?
So in this, it's important to understand how UPSC is asking questions. In prelims, we specifically look at things that current affairs do become the main base of asking questions. In fact, there are questions directly from current affairs. There are questions sometimes from very recent current affairs also. So there is no scope of ignoring that. So you have to incorporate them. I think at least till the end of March, that should be the minimum timeline where they should be following current affairs very diligently. And some of it we can ideally hope that they've already done. And the best way to integrate is do it topic wise. Like if you read something in the current affairs, you go back to the static part also. Like if you're reading about elections, go back, open your polity notes, read about what is there in the election, what is the technicality, because questions are framed like that. They usually will not ask you details of a topic, that okay, this is the topic, this is the factual information. They want you to know the concept behind it. So it has to be an integrated approach, and the best way it works is you start off with current affairs and then you go backwards to static.
Yes, ma'am. So one of the important pillar for the Lakshya Mentoring Program is Sandhan. How do you define it and how it will better equip the student to clear the prelims examination?
I think here Sandhan is a very big differentiator, because everybody talks about giving tests, give tests, it builds confidence. I would agree to that yes, you write a test, you give yourself a time, you evaluate yourself, you get confidence, you get trained into attempting questions. But that is in itself not enough. Just confidence in itself is not enough. Every test should also be building your competence. And that's what Sandhan does. Sandhan can give you questions topic wise according to the relevance of the UPSC exam. It's not just questions. They're not just random questions that, okay, biotechnology questions it will give you. It will give you questions based on the aspects which UPSC is likely to ask. So with every question which you find out on Sandhan, it can be like really tuned to a specific topic, which is sometimes very difficult to find. That one niche topic you've prepared, maybe you've prepared national parks, you want to attempt questions on that, Sandhan will do that for you. And with every question, you also increase the content which you have. You increase your knowledge base and you become more competent and become better at answering questions. So that, I think, is a distinguishing factor, where you not just practice for the sake of practice, but you also practice as a very efficient learning exercise.
That is very thoughtful, ma'am. Last question I would like to ask. You have focused more on about evaluation. How student can evaluate themselves after the tests?
So we talk about different aspects in a prelims paper, like how many questions am I attempting, what is my accuracy here. And in that also, I think a section-wise understanding is important, that how am I doing in environment, how am I doing in polity. Like there might be a situation that whenever I'm attempting an economics question, even if I'm not 100% sure, still I usually get the right answer. And maybe in another subject like history, whenever I try to approximate slightly, I get a wrong answer. So this kind of an evaluation will help you plan your actual UPSC experience or plan your prelims. And in that, I think the role of a mentor will be very helpful, because sometimes, I've laid out this plan, but for an aspirant who's sitting with this paper, this might be a very difficult task, that, it all looks like French to me. Now, I don't know, I've got 65 marks in this test out of 200. So how do I go about from there. So I think in that, especially in the beginning, the aspirant should take this up with his mentor. The mentor will be in a very good position because of his experience to explain that, okay, these are your strong areas, these are your weak areas. In the coming week, this is what you work on. This is, or maybe you are attempting less questions, please attempt more, or you're attempting more, you're getting more negative marking. So all of that planning, even if you cannot imagine as an aspirant, especially when you're giving the first attempt, it can be very confusing. So I think you take assistance from that mentor who can help you do that analysis properly. You can just sit with your mentor and do that.
One more last question, ma'am. Especially at this time, stress and anxiety will come to the student. How they can manage these two factors?
I think I always say this one thing that like you started with this discussion on stress, that stress is inevitable, right? There is no going away from it. The stakes are so high because this exam is so prestigious, and probably everybody knows that you're sitting for the exam, and that builds a lot of external pressure also. So stress will be there. The only thing is that you have to keep grounding yourself, and you have to find what grounds you. You have to take those breaks. You have to neutralize and not get overwhelmed, and that I think will be a very individual thing. Like what will work for me, it might not work for you, right? So you find out what calms you, you take breaks, some amount of confidence and faith in your preparation, especially if it's a long standing preparation, you need to have, and gradual process is there in terms of getting better every day. And again, for the sake of repetition, I would say that in this also the mentors and that peer group, like you have a strategy session in the group, so where you'll have some 20 people who are also going through a similar situation. So that also brings you to a little bit of ease that, okay, everybody is, in a similar situation. I'm not going through something alone. So that peer learning and the mentor will also be helpful in these non-academic kind of issues which are stress related. So having a plan in itself, if I know these are the 10 things I have to do, will also put in a lot of ease. So it's going to be a combination of all these things.
Thank you, ma'am. I am surely that this will surely help the student. So as ma'am have suggested that this exam is not only about the knowledge, it is about the strategy and right guidance as well. So to learn more about this, please join the Lakshya program. The link for that is given in the description below. Thank you.